Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 24 updates and spoilers. Happy Friday. Hope you're all having a great day so far. Our house guests of the day are Paul and Mimi Iams. Happy 50th anniversary. Oh my gosh, they're celebrating their 50th this summer. That's so wonderful. Really, really happy for you guys. Congratulations. And thank you for supporting us on here. If you guys would like to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only 50 years of marriage and $1 for a holla. No, you don't have to be married for 50 years, but $1 would be appreciated. So thank you again. And I want to thank all of our super chatters from yesterday because it's another fantastic way to support our channel. So Amanda Brown, Dawn MH302, Deb Wicks, Taylor Fulmer, Sean Davis, Super Pretty Mess, Dane Thomas, Kristen Gem, and MJS Lawrence. Thank you all so much for your super chats yesterday. And I see we've got some super chatters today. Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. Ooh, I see Jefferson Tucker is a Captain America fan. Very nice. And he says, wake me when jury starts. I know, right? I'm kind of not feeling this twist. We're going to talk about it in a minute. It's really bumming me out, but thank you as always so much for your super chat. And Nina Sosa, thank you so much for the super chat. Yay! Okay, so let's bring it in. When we left off yesterday, the house guests were getting ready for the eviction, which we won't get to see play out in front of our eyes until Sunday night's 2-hour episode, where we'll see all sorts of stuff. But when the feeds came back, we find out that yes, Pooch was evicted as expected, and the vote was 12-0. So that means even Joe and Turner, the biggest Pooch supporters, jumped aboard on that vote to vote him out. Oof. So I don't know if they told Pooch ahead of time or what, or if it was a blindside, but I guess we'll see on Sunday, right? So we also found out that the Festive Besties twist has begun. We don't know all of the details yet, but we know a lot of them. We know that the house guests got to pick their own partners. Here are the pairings. Okay. Michael and Brittany. We've got Nicole and Taylor. Amira and Terrence, Kyle and Daniel, Monty and Joseph, Alyssa and Indy, and Jasmine and Turner. So I'm not 100% sure how the picking of partners went down, but it seems like they got to choose their partners in the order that they were eliminated from the HOH competition. That's what it sounds like. So we know that Turner won HOH. And his festy bestie, Jasmine, is safe for the week. What a life. You know, you go from being the HOH, having everyone wait on you hand and foot, and then you're safe for the week after. Absolutely wild. So now it looks like with this twist, Turner will nominate one pair, and it's only Turner's decision. Jasmine does not have any actual influence over this. I mean, of course she could work with him and be like, I think you should do this, but technically it is Turner's HOH and his decision. So he nominates one pair, and then after that, the HOH pair, the nominated pair, and one pair that will be drawn, you know, the POV chip, whatever, they're all going to play in the POV competition. So if the nominated pair is saved by the power of veto, another pair will go up. So it's not just one person being saved. It's the whole duo being saved. And then another pair goes up. Only one person will be evicted, though. So that's pretty interesting. Unfortunately, this twist plays right into the hands of a big, dominant alliance. They have essentially turned Tiffany's master plan from last season, her buddy system that the cookout used, into an official twist. So if you look at the pairings again, you'll notice that each member of the Pose Pack Alliance is paired up with somebody outside of that alliance. None of them are together. So that means they'll always be able to vote out the half of the pair that's not in the alliance. That's super lame. I'm so hoping this is not going to turn into a steamroll because that would just be so incredibly boring to watch. I think that this twist could have been more interesting if the pairs were randomly selected, because then you would have people from the dominant alliance like paired up together, or at least there would be more of a chance that that would happen. But I mean, right now, like, they just have total control, and that's really lame. So we're not really sure how long this twist is going to be in play. But like, if you think about it, if it's more than 1 week, what happens to someone moving forward if their partner is evicted? Like, what happens to them? Are they going to be sidelined and it's like you're safe until the twist is over, but you can't like compete or vote or any of that? Like, what's the deal on that? We're not really sure yet, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe it is only a 1 week twist, but don't know. Okay, so again, Turner won HOH, and honestly, props to him because he was definitely a target for most of the other house guests going into this week. A lot of people were planning on targeting him, so he really saved his own ass here. He's excited. He's finally going to be on the show. He'll get to do some diary room sessions. He hasn't really been on much yet, you know, and he can tell because he hasn't said much in the DR. But anyway, Michael, Amira, Kyle, and Alyssa are in the Jetsons' bedroom. And of course, these four are all part of that Pose Pack alliance. And it was funny because I remember yesterday, Michael and Nicole were having a conversation like, it's really weird how we're in this alliance that's named for Paloma. And we're like, we weren't even like that close to her. And we didn't get to have any say in who else is in the alliance. We were just kind of like brought into it. Yeah. That should tell you something. You were at the bottom of that alliance. But anyway, Amira says it is very important that the six of us stay solid because this twist isn't going to last the whole game. It's probably going to be like a few rounds. Michael says it could really benefit our alliance, though, because we're not going to be in a situation where two members are up on the block together. Yeah, that's why it's so boring. So Amira says, exactly. We have to stick with each other no matter what. So then they're talking about who should be going this week. And Kyle says Nicole and Taylor seem like an easy option to put up on the block. Boo! Lame. They appreciate that Nicole took one for the team by pairing up with Taylor because Nicole knew like she was picking one of the biggest targets in the house, but she feels like she's going to be safe up on the block next to Taylor. I have to say, it would be a much stronger move to vote out Nicole, who's aligned with so many people, but I don't think these house guests want to acknowledge that at this point. Your loss. Okay. So then Kyle and Turner chat in the car bedroom, and they're celebrating the win. And oh my God, this conversation, I wanted to scream. It was like, bro, oh man, we needed that, bro. I was like, bro, it's going to be a long week. It sounds like it may have come down to Amira and Turner in this competition because Turner says it would have been a completely different week if Amira had won. Oh yeah. I don't know if he realizes how different it would have been because I'm pretty sure Amira would have targeted him. But Kyle's asking Turner, did you make a deal with Amira during the competition? And Turner says, no, he did not. Don't get excited. It doesn't seem like he's targeting Amira at this point. But Kyle says, man, Pooch is going to be going wild, bro. And Turner says, I hope he's not mad, bro. And Kyle says, I don't think so, bro. Stop! It's too much bro and dude and all those other ones. But Kyle says he's, Pooch might be a little bit pissed for like a day. And then he's going to realize, bro, we were all just playing the game, He'll see that we had his back up until like an hour before the eviction. Oh, no, you didn't. He's going to find out. So Turner says some people this week might be a little bit worried because they know that Pooch was his guy and now he is HOH. So Turner feels like it's going to be a really good week. So then Joe comes in. He's telling Turner, make sure you pay attention to who starts kissing your butt now that you're in power. And Turner's like, oh, I know. I wouldn't have been offered a quesadilla first out of anybody else if I hadn't won HOH, like after they came in from the competition. So then they were discussing how there isn't really an official guys alliance. There isn't any official merchandising or branding. No, it's not an official thing, but they're all cool with each other and they wouldn't put each other up on the block. So it's an alliance. But Turner mentions also he is excited for Big Brother to do his laundry for him this week. I'm sure everybody's excited for that. Less stank in the house. Okay, so then Joe and Turner chat alone, and Joe says, you really need to find out who planted that seed to get Pooch to go home. Turner agrees. He's like, yes, I want to find out exactly what happened. These two know that they were like the last to be let in on what was going on, so they need to set up a timeline, figure out what happened here. I think it's pretty simple. I think it was Pooch who was responsible for this when he volunteered to go up on the block. All right, so then Alyssa has a quick moment with Turner. She congratulates him on the win, and Turner says, obviously, I'm not going to put you up on the block this week. We got a great vibe, blah, blah, blah. And Alyssa's like, cool, you have options this week. I mean, the only options that are really being considered here are Nicole and Taylor and Michael and Brittany. Let's be real. Turner is not really looking at anybody else at this point. So, yeah. A few minutes later, Joe and Monty chat in the storage room. And Joe says Turner is going to target whoever planted the seed to get Pooch out. And Monty says, yeah, Turner is definitely going to be out for blood this week. Joe confirms, yes, he's going to start a war. Okay. Joe says that he feels like he and Monty, remember these two are Festive besties. Joe says that he and Monty have a good game relationship with like pretty much everybody, so he feels like they should be just fine for a while. Monty says he just hopes that Turner will be rational this week. Okay. Joe says that Turner is going to talk to everybody before noms because he's going to want an explanation about how everything went down. And he also wants to hear opinions on what he should do this week. So Joe's asking Monty, what are you thinking for this week? And Monty says, well, my mind is just going right to Taylor. This is so lame, I guess. So much for not targeting each other, right? Remember the other day, Monty and Taylor had that long discussion and they agreed like they're not going to target each other. They could work together undercover. But now that's over because Monty was planning on targeting Turner this week. But now that Turner's HOH, he's going right back to Taylor as the target. So they agree that Taylor may not be enough, though, for Turner. He might want a bigger fish. He wants blood. He wants somebody to pay for Pooch leaving. So Joe's like, you know what? It wasn't really Taylor's fault that Pooch was evicted. Thank you. But of course, they'll find a way to blame it on her. You know they will. Joe thinks that Turner will also be trying to figure out who leaked about the Guys Alliance, Oasis. Remember, that was like a big deal the night before the eviction. Guess what? The leakers were Monty and Daniel. But Monty's like, oh yeah, I don't know why anybody would leak. That's crazy. What? Who would do that? So Monty says maybe somebody overheard Pooch talking about it. You know, he was really loud. Okay, so moving on. Taylor and Michael have a chat in the golf bedroom. They're talking about nominations, and Taylor's worried, but Michael says maybe Turner's going to put up people that he thinks are responsible for taking out Pooch. And Taylor's like, yeah, that would make sense. Or he might just put up two girls. And she's realizing there are only two duos that are girl-girl pairs. There is Taylor and Nicole, and there's Indy and Alyssa. And we know that Turner is not planning on putting Alyssa up on the block. So Taylor is nervous that there could be a situation this week where she's going to be backdoored and she's not going to have a chance to play for the power of veto. So she says if that happens, she's just going to feel like she has no chance to stay because she's going to be up on the block against Nicole. And she knows that Nicole is in way better standing with everybody than she is. You would think that that would be a reason to keep Taylor and get rid of Nicole, but these house guests are not the brightest. So Taylor says, I just wish I could get a week off I know, right? So a little later, it's time to pick have-nots for the week. And we find out that only one pair will be have-nots. And it's up to Turner's festy bestie. I keep wanting to say feisty bestie, but festy bestie to choose the have-nots. So that is Jasmine. And she's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So nobody volunteers at first. And she's like, I want to pick people who haven't done it yet. But it's complicated now because with these Bestie Besties, some of the duos, like one person's done it and one hasn't. So eventually, Indy volunteers. I mean, it took a while, which means that Indy and Alyssa are have-nots. Oh boy. And Indy is in a really bad mood about it. I could definitely see her struggling this week and getting on a lot of people's nerves. She says she's pissed. She needs some time to get over it. So Terrence is trying to encourage her, and he tells her, if you go in with that mentality, you're going to dread it even more because being a have-not really messes with your head. And she's like, I know, I get it, but I need like an hour to just feel all my feelings, you know? So people were not happy about her attitude, and they were saying that she like snapped at Terrence. Maybe I missed something. I wouldn't call that snapping, but people were not happy with the way that Indy was acting about being a have-not. So anyway, Michael and Brittany were chatting at the tiki bar. And they're trying to figure out a game plan for this week because they know there's a chance that they could be going up on the block, right? So Michael says we need to pitch to Turner that we would be 2 votes for him to stay if he goes up on the block next week against Jasmine. So he brings up a good point. You know, at this point, we don't know what happens to a person after their bestie is sent home. So he's like, we should sell it that maybe that would be a situation with like the backstage twist where whoever stays might not be able to vote until the twist is over. So like if you keep both of us, you'll have both of our votes. But if you get rid of one of us, you'll lose 2 votes. Yes, similar to the Golden Key situation from season 13. That's exactly what Michael was talking about. So he feels like, you know, we have the opportunity to kind of sell this, even though we don't know if that's actually what it's going to be. So Michael also says, you know, before we pitch all of that, we should also tell Turner, we'll keep you safe if you keep us safe. You know, start easy. So Michael really does feel like Nicole and Taylor are going to be going up on the block unless Turner wants to go for a backdoor plan, and then he feels like, oh shit, like Brittany and I could be going up. Okay, so then after 2 a.m., I wrote Taylor. I always mix up their names. After 2 a.m., Turner finally gets his HOH room. So he got pictures of his girlfriend, pictures of his mommy and his cats. His letter was from his girlfriend, Megan, and he was very emotional reading this letter. It took a while to get through because he would like read a few words, cry, read a few words, cry. You could tell he really loves her. It seems like, I think they're like college sweethearts, so good for them. But my big takeaway from this letter, I forgot that his real name is Matthew and not Turner. Okay, so anyway, that was nice. That was sweet. And then he also got new sunglasses, his snacks and treats, an airbrush BB-24 hat, and his music is the 1975. Okay, so everybody was hanging out in the HOH room for a while, and then Jasmine ended up being the last one left in the HOH with Turner, so she gets the first one-on-one session. I mean, it makes sense. She is his festy bestie. So Jasmine wastes no time blaming Pooch's departure on Taylor. She is acting like she doesn't know, or she didn't know that Pooch was going to be evicted, and certainly not a unanimous vote. Oh my God, this girl. She says, it was my HOH, and Taylor took control of it. Oh my God. Yes, the girl on the block that nobody wants to work with took control of your HOH. Sure. But Jasmine says it really rubbed me the wrong way. Like, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to be around her. So she says her goal for the week is to find out how this flip happened. I don't know how this was unanimous. Like, I don't know what happened this week. Turner can't actually be believing this, right? Because that's insane. But Turner says he's got another target in mind as well. He can't really trust Brittany. He feels like she just sits quietly in rooms while people are talking, and she doesn't really contribute to the conversation. So she's just gathering information, and then what is she doing with it? So Turner shares also he will not be putting Kyle and Daniel or Alyssa and Indy up on the block. He's not touching them. He makes it very clear he wants to target either Brittany or Taylor this week. And he's leaning towards putting up Michael and Brittany kind of as pawns, but also like as legit targets if the nominations stay the same. But if they do win the veto, put up Taylor and Nicole. So again, out of those two duos, Brittany would be a target and Taylor would be a target. So Turner had some more strategy talks with the boys last night. It's not worth going through all of them right now because there wasn't really anything new or exciting that we haven't already heard. Turner, to sum it up, Turner is putting a lot of the blame for Pooch's eviction on Michael and Brittany because the way things went down in the last day or two, he thinks that Brittany and Michael were the swing votes. And then they went to him at the last minute and were like, we can't make it happen. There's nothing we can do about it. So we got to vote for Pooch to go. And he feels like if Michael and Brittany had just voted for Pooch to stay, then it would have happened. Dude, the vote was 12-10. What? He thinks that they are to blame here a lot. Anyway, again, the targets, he's looking at Brittany, he's looking at Taylor. And the plan remained through last night to put Michael and Brittany up as the initial nominees. If the veto's used, Taylor and Nicole go up. And there was also another plan that was put into place just in case. What if, Brittany and Michael are on the block, Taylor and Nicole win the power veto and save Michael and Brittany? That'd be freaking amazing. But the chances of it happening, I feel like, are so low because I don't see Nicole approving that veto being used. If it was up to Taylor alone, maybe. But if it was just, but with Nicole in the mix, but if that does happen, there is a plan. Indy and Alyssa would go up on the block, and Indy would be the target. Okay, so today, Michael's pretty nervous because he feels like there's a really good chance that he and Brittany could be going up on the block. And that's going to be bad for him because, first of all, he doesn't want to be at risk of leaving. He's already got a huge target on him for winning 2 veto competitions and doing well in other ones. So he's worried if I win the power veto for a 3rd time, I'm going to have a humongous target on my back. If I don't win the power veto, it's going to be either me or Brittany leaving. Obviously, he doesn't want to go, but he also doesn't want to lose Brittany. He wants to keep her around for as long as possible because she is loyal to him. So Nicole and Amira are reassuring Michael, you're going to be safe. Don't worry. We have the votes to keep you safe. The alliance, meaning Poe's pack, is going to be safe for 3 to 4 weeks. They said they already figured it out because of this twist. They got this. Their targets are Taylor, then Brittany, and then Indy. Hold on to that for a minute because it's going to come up again. So in other news, Jasmine seems to be making it her personal mission to get Taylor out this week. She has now told probably more people, but at least Brittany, Alyssa, and Amira, when you talk to Turner, make sure you blame the vote flip. It was not a flip. It was a straight up vote. Make sure you blame the vote flip on Taylor. Say it was all her fault. Say that she was campaigning really hard. That's so lame. How is that believable at all? Also, doesn't that reflect more on the people that voted? They fell for Taylor's campaign and decided to vote Pooch out. Also, why wouldn't Taylor be campaigning for herself? How is she to blame for that? So it's crazy. But here's something a little more interesting. We know that Alyssa spilled to Kyle the other night about the old school alliance. And just to remind you, the old school alliance is Terrence, Jasmine, Daniel, Nicole, Amira, and Alyssa. So Kyle has also shared this alliance with Monty and Michael. They're talking about it. So Kyle is talking things over with Monty, and they're getting a little bit concerned because, as we were talking about a minute ago, Nicole said the next targets are Taylor, Brittany, and Indy. So if you think about it, that would leave the old school alliance completely intact going into the jury. So they're wondering, are Alyssa, Amira, and Nicole planning to use the old school alliance to take shots at Pose Pack before we get to the final six? Probably, right? I think that's definitely something they're considering, depending on who's winning competitions and such. So they're not feeling great about that. They want to talk about it some more. Kyle was also talking about how he wants to limit how much information they share with Alyssa. She's kind of like a loose cannon. She's talked a bunch about how jealous she is whenever Kyle is talking to Taylor. Also, Kyle can tell, like, Alyssa likes him way more than he likes her. It does not seem like he is interested in her romantically anymore. I think he's really turned off by how jealous she is of Taylor. It's a lot. Also, she's really young. Like, I don't know that they have that much in common. So he will keep using her for information, though, that's for sure. So then Kyle also has a conversation with Michael about the old school situation. And Michael says that's a big red flag. I mean, once we get to jury, we'd be in trouble. Yes, we would get to jury, but like, I want to go further than that. So they agree they need to talk about this more. Why does Nicole get to bring all of her people to jury and we have to lose our like festy besties and our buddies outside of the Pose Pack alliance? It's not right. So, some drama there in the Pose Pack. So then Turner is continuing his one-on-one conversations today. Michael at one point got his turn, and Turner says that Taylor is his target this week, which is true, but like he's also definitely, I think, cool with Brittany going. So Turner says he wants to backdoor Taylor. He doesn't want to give her the chance to win the power veto. And Turner's like, yeah, I was talking to Brittany earlier, and she brought up, if you guys do go up as pawns, you would have a really good chance of winning the power veto. So Turner's saying, like, even if you did stay up on the block, you'd be safe, Michael. You have nothing to worry about. People would vote Brittany out over you. So Michael is like, okay. But he's expressing his concerns here with what we talked about earlier. He doesn't want to have to win a third veto and put a bigger target on his back. He doesn't want to go up in general. Like, look what happened to Pooch last week. Nobody wants to have to go up as a pawn if they don't have to. So then Turner's wondering, like, if you're not comfortable, maybe should I just, like, put Taylor and Nicole up right away? I mean, he's saying that, but, like, I think he's still going to do the backdoor approach. So we've got the nominations coming up later today. If you guys want to check back later, I will post them in the info for this live stream. And it's probably going to be Brittany and Michael going up on the block. And if not, it would probably be Taylor and Nicole. But we'll know for sure later. And then we'll have the power veto competition tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Come on in. Bobby! Yay! Oh.
Slay, mama.
I want to thank all of our super chatters. You're all wonderful, and we could not do this without you. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh my gosh. I'm house sitting for my sister right now, and I think the dogs smell her dog. Her dogs. Yes. Well, she has one dog. There's another dog. Whatever. And the cat's on me, and they're like. So okay. I want to thank our super chatters. So Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much as always. Nina Sosa, thank you so much. Lynn Hurst, thank you so much as always. Lynn says, thank you so much, Maddie and Janet, for your fabulous spoilers. Have a great weekend. Hope you have a great weekend too. Hiyoko Sayanji, I hope I said that right. Sayanji, beautiful name. Thank you so much for the super chat, and I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Sean Davis, thank you so much for the super chat. And he asked, did you hear about Paloma's interview?
Ooh, I did. I read it.
I did not read it yet, but I saw some like comments that she left on somebody's
Sign Us Weekly
post or something. Yeah, she has like an actual interview up, right?
Yeah.
Sean says, blaming everything on the editing instead of taking a step back and looking at the entire situation. This whole game flipped based on miscommunication. I know, right?
Ooh. She thought nobody saw, but we did.
We saw it on the live feeds. Yeah, I have a feeling she's probably not going to own up to a lot of the things that she said and did in the house.
She said they were good. She was friends with Taylor.
Oh my God. No. Okay. Definitely going to have to read that interview. Thank you again, Sean Davis. Chris F., thank you so much for the super chat. Mia Perez, thank you so much for the super chat. Callie, thank you so much. And Callie says, love your videos. Been watching since BB15. Oh my God. Thank you for House Guest of the Day the other day. Thank you for your support. And thanks for sticking around for like 9 or 10 seasons now.
A million years.
Yeah, that's awesome. Lisa, thank you so much for the super chat. And Lisa says, really hoping this season picks up. I know, right? Because right now, it's in the toilet. It's honestly reminding me of Big Brother Canada 8, where it just got off to like such a rough start, and we were all just like, ugh. And then it got canceled because of COVID.
Or did it?
Well, it got shut down because of COVID. No, because that was like early on before.
That was not a great thing happening there.
It was a really bad season.
Yeah.
So this is reminding me of how I felt during that season. Thank you again. Debbie Prishkoda, thank you so much for the super chat. And Debbie says, thanks for the updates. Still not interested in watching the live feeds yet. Congrats on your apartment too. Thank you. We, I think, are going to start moving next week, and then we'll be in there on like August 1st. So we're excited, but also stressed out. Jessica Greenwald, thank you so much for the super chat. And Mark Dean, thank you so much as well. Mark says, I'm a broke ass bro, but your updates bring me joy. Aw, I really, really appreciate your super chat, and thank you for watching. Yay. Oh, I see TV Talks with Tom is here. What's up, Tom? He says, sending good vibes on making it through a week of updates with Turner's HOH. I know, right?
GVO.
Good vibes only. Yeah, let's hope, fingers crossed, we both survive. We all survive this. And if you guys are not already watching Tom's videos, what are you doing? Yeah, we have so many amazing friends making Big Brother videos. Jolene Lunzer, amazing as always. Who else is still doing Big Brother?
I don't know.
I feel like a lot of people have dropped off lately from the show.
The only one I could think of is Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff Hogg is still doing videos.
Well, obviously.
Of course, Rob has a podcast, but I'm sure a lot of you guys already watch them.
Yeah.
Oh, Nerdtainment. I think they're still doing videos for Big Brother,
so.
right? Yeah, they're great. Love them. I'm not sure who else is still.
But I love nerds.
Yes, I'm not sure who else is still doing the Big Brother stuff, but.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, support them all.
Maybe there's some new ones.
I'm sure there are. Yeah. But thank you all so much for watching. Oh, I gotta go.
Said, hurry up!
I gotta call my grandma. So.
Oh my God.
Yes, thank you all. We'll be back tomorrow for more. And until then, much love. Bye.
But we said much love.
Bye. Good night.
Ooh, give me this big